the season goes to the end of November for a reason. And that reason is you can still get tropical development, and we have some tonight. Let's take a look at Tropical Storm Mitch. Again, a shadow of its former self when it was a humongous hurricane over a week ago with 180 mile an hour maximum sustained winds when it was down here east of Nicaragua, and then it made that left-hand turn and smashed right into the coast. Took its time doing it too, and because of that slow movement, the rain was unbelievable. Just unbelievable amounts here that caused whole mountainsides to collapse and villages to be buried. And the death toll is just, it boggles your mind. I mean, to just look at a map like this and a satellite picture and watch that system go in and watch the thunderstorms there for 36, 48 hours, 72 hours, the death toll in the thousands. It's incredible. The catastrophe which has befallen Nicaragua, Honduras, and El Salvador. It's just unbelievable there. Well, the remnants of this system actually got back out over the water, and when these tropical systems do and the upper level winds are favorable, they can redevelop. And in this case, it did into a tropical storm again, and because that low-level circulation was still definable when it got all the way up here to the Gulf, that it got the same name, Mitch, which is now moving to the northeast toward Florida, but again with winds only maximum sustained at 50 miles an hour, moving very quickly at 25 miles an hour. These are where the tropical storm warnings are out, including much of the west and east coast of Florida up to New Smyrna Beach and Tarpon Springs, the western parts of Cuba, including the Isle of Youth, and also the northwest Bahamas. Now, still a huge flare-up of thunderstorms near where we think the center of circulation is. It's probably right out in here on the northwest side of all this, but this all has to cross over South Florida, and that means more heavy rain. We've already had 4 or 5 inches of rain in some areas of South Florida. We're going to be getting more, perhaps doubling that amount in a few spots. 10 inches of rain, that's going to cause some flooding in many of these low-lying areas, and most of South Florida is a low-lying area. But also probably the biggest threat, severe weather. We've already had some reports of isolated tornadoes. Right now there is a tornado warning out for central Broward County for about the next 20 minutes. There is a tornado watch which has been extended all the way till 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we have big thunderstorms scattered about here where you see the yellow shading. Let's get in here a little bit closer. Broward County right in here, and it's right here west of Boca Raton, west along I-75, where the possible tornado is indicated on Doppler radar, perhaps moving up toward the Palm Beach area. Also watch out inland from Naples along the Tamiami Trail, Alligator Alley. Looks pretty nasty, and other storms are developing from Key Largo up to the south suburbs of Miami, moving up over Biscayne Bay and on up in through Miami Beach. So conditions are favorable for tornadic development tonight. We've already had a couple of isolated tornado touchdowns, one in Key Largo that may have caused some injuries. So a nasty night tonight in South Florida. That's the only game in town as far as the tropics are concerned, and you would expect that this time of the year because we are well past the peak of the season in November when things are really winding down. Hopefully, once we get Mitch out of the way and across Florida, and the timing here is probably overnight tonight through the early part of the day tomorrow, and then it'll be moving out into the Atlantic, and hopefully that'll be it. Now, we do have some other areas of inclement weather. One of those is in Texas, where we have some rain moving through. Some of this rain's been coming down fairly hard just north of Bexar County, San Antonio. Moving over toward the Austin area in the Texas Hill Country. Looks like some locally heavy downpours there overnight. And as we head to the Pacific Northwest, new front moving in here with rain around Seattle, down the 5 to Portland, and right through the Willamette Valley, all the way down to Sexton Summit, where it was raining heavily this past hour. On up through the passes, well, you're going to be getting into a little bit of snow, nothing too terribly heavy, generally above pass level, but not by much. So it's not out of the question you could get into some slushy snow up there at about 4,000 feet or 4,500 feet. Here are your current temperature readings, and they have definitely chilled down across much of the nation. There are some frost and freeze advisories out southwest Kansas and parts of southern Illinois. Again, tomorrow we'll be focusing in on Mitch as it crosses at least the early part of the day through Florida with heavy rain and the potential for severe weather. Stay with us. The update is next.
Florida's next in what's become the long path of Mitch. We'll have an update from the studio and in the field, plus your morning forecast on Weather Center after your local forecast.
This program was sponsored by Touchstone Energy. We are America's electric cooperatives.
Partnership means growth. That's the way it's been for America's electric co-ops and America's businesses and communities. We've always kept affordable nationwide alliance, Touchstone Energy, to ensure state-of-the-art technology and personalized service. It's the power of human connections. We are America's electric cooperatives.
Where's your Aussie friend now?
Right here. The Subaru Forester. With 30% more horsepower than a Honda CR-V, it's one sport utility that's full of surprises.
Like me, for example.
Test drive the beauty of all-wheel drive.
Chilly air has invaded most